right now. So please make sure you go to the already mentioned expert station. Thank you very much and enjoy the day. It's in your hands.
Ja, wir machen die an. Das gehört zum Spiel. Wir machen es gleich an.
Vorführungseffekt. Hoffentlich alles funktioniert.
Sagt ihr uns, wann es losgeht, oder?
Das hat ein paar Mal nicht funktioniert, aber...
Okay.
So, ja, okay. Du filmst es von da, ja, okay. Ja, also ich werde nachher auch dann hier stehen, aber ich muss nicht gefilmt werden. Sie macht die Anwendung und wird das hier dann auch zeigen. Aber wir müssen ein bisschen so hin und her.
Also ich würde mich hier hinstellen, nehme dann das Tool in die Hand, mache das Tool fertig und stelle mich dann hier hin und mache hier die Anwendung.
Judith? Dich einloggen hier?
Ja, das mache ich nachher noch. Auch schnell. Ich weiß nicht, wie lange der ist.
Ich glaube, Leute, die Musik ist... So, what has changed actually compared to this between those two? It's physical, you see it, right? You can feel it, it's lighter, it's like really much smaller, but there's a lot of insight that has changed. This comes on what we just heard at the keynote, software, sensors, stuff like that. Chris, can you talk something about this one?
Yeah, I mean, Petra already kind of mentioned this here, that we have a little bit of the physical change, right? You can see how much these things from just the optic have changed dramatically. In 12 years, that's not such a long time period. I'm sure a lot of you guys also remember working with these things too. And really kind of what we're saying and what we really want to draw attention to is how quickly things change. And even in a relatively short time period, the physical aspect has changed. But even more so, a lot of the stuff that we can't see, the electronics inside of here, the sensors that we have equipped, what Mark was talking about before, different intelligence that we have. It's not just the fact that the tools get smaller and still have a better performance and a longer runtime. It's also about software and how the software can help us to be more efficient throughout our days. And you guys can see to the left or to the right of you here as well, these 5 aspects of what we want to talk about a little bit here at our Smart Solutions Station. So with these tools, with these first connected tools that we have, we're always talking about 5 things. It's personalization, tool control, adjustment of settings on the tool itself, different parameters. We've got alerts and notifications that the tools can actually communicate with us. They give us proactively information before something maybe breaks down or before something happens, so we can prevent downtime, hopefully increase efficiency as well. We've also got inventory management and the tracking. We saw some use cases before about the Track My Tool system, and Judith will talk a lot about that a little bit later on in our presentation. And the last pillar that we have here as well is the tool usage and data. So I know that we talked a little bit last night about, hey, what are some things that are interesting for you guys to know? Runtime, maintenance, is the motor temperature an issue? Do you guys have overheatings? How often do these things happen? These are some things that we want to kind of jump into a little bit more and get your feedback on.
But this was like really theoretical now. Can you give us like a concrete example that helps our guys here?
Yeah, for sure.
Which is like relevant to them?
We want to keep it also, relevant for you guys. So, I mean, we talked last night. I know some of you guys are self-employed. Maybe you have some other people who work for you. I don't know, any of you guys have other employees that work with you? Yeah. You guys have vans, you put your tools into different vans. Yeah, they get lost, exactly. So I mean, what we want to do is, like with this inventory management and personalization, we can say, okay, this is the van for Bob. Bob's got all of his tools in here. I can save this in the app on the tool as well and in our inventory management system, and I know Bob's on this job site and he's always got these tools. Every time before I leave or go to the shop or come back, I can scan, is everything there? You know, the idea that we can track things. We were talking last night, I mean, you have a problem with finding stuff all the time. Tool control, I know that we also mentioned a little bit of, you know, some things that maybe you'd like to be able to adjust. The RPMs, you know, if you're using a grinder, if you have to do some polishing, you want to have a lower RPM. Well, you guys can do that if you have access to the tools. If the tools are smart enough to offer you functionality like that, then you can decide, hey, I'm doing this, or I'm doing this, and I need a higher or lower RPM. Theft as well was a big thing that we talked about, being able to lock tools, being able to disable them.
How about notifications? You talked about notifications.
Yeah, notifications is another thing, and I think here we can see a really good example on the 18-volt angle grinder here that we have. We just launched at the beginning of this year with the new user interface that we have here. The tools are also able to communicate to us in real time. So we can turn it on as well. I can activate a kickback control sensor, which is the motion sensor, and the HMI, our user interface here, provides us with information saying, hey, what's going on? Why is it red? And you can also have this from the example on the drill drivers.
So as well here we have kickback control, which prevents your wrist from turning.
Right.
So, and also here, the only feedback that you get is like a blinking LED. What does it tell you at the moment? Yeah, okay, there might be some electronic in there. It's not red, so nothing bad happened. But you don't get a lot of information, right? With the help of your smartphone functionality to connect it to your tool, you get a lot more out of it.
Absolutely. And it goes even a step further. You can see on this demonstration model as well that we have here that the temperature icon is illuminated. So now we know, okay, the tool shut down, but what was the reason why? We need to know proactively. Maybe there's also a maintenance thing. Maybe we need to send it to some service. But the idea that the tools are intelligent enough to send you an information here, first via smartphone, but you know, one time seen, one time understood, right? So the idea is that you get proactively information here.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When it logs that, does it log it as a full log, or does the last problem override the previous? Because I mean, a guy has a kickback, if he's up on a ladder or something like that, gets a kickback, that registers as a fault. Does he have to come down, check the phone, or can he do it sort of an hour later and see exactly how many faults has come up and what's happened, or does one override the last one?
Yeah, so just so the people who are maybe listening online, I'll repeat the question just to make sure it was understood. The question was, you know, do we actually log the entire data here, or is it deleted after one activation? So what we do here is that we collect all of the information, and you can see it after the fact. So you can see it at home when you're sitting at home on the couch drinking a beer or something, say, hey, what all do I have here?
You have documentation over the day, over the lifetime. Yeah.
Right. You can see the individual cases, but also then, you know, the entire summary after the fact too. So when the tools, then everything is working fine. You see, okay, temperature is still maybe an issue, but I can work with the tool, it'll turn on, and everything will be fine there. Now it goes back into the normal working mode. So that's a lot to the alerts and notifications, and we'll have hopefully a good discussion at the end of our station here where exactly we can go in some more and get some feedback. But the last point that I want to talk about is the usage and data. And to do that, we have a little bit of a demonstration here. And keep this in mind when we come to our conversation at the end, and really kind of use this as a point to say, okay, what else would I like to see, or what might be useful for me to see from a usage and from a data and from a documentation perspective.
So what we would like to show you here is actually live readout of the tool data. So I would like to see, first of all, connect it, right? Most of you maybe already seen the Bluetooth module. So I will connect now the tool with this Bluetooth module. We need the coin cell. And then I just close the lid. And we will connect this tool now to the monitor so that you actually can see what the tool is actually currently doing inside. So I just started now. So now we connect the tool. And what we see here actually is we have 4 data for you. It's motor speed, motor temperature, battery temperature, and runtime. So what you see here live, I can now, when I start the tool, you see the motor speed here. And also when I do the application, you see that actually what happened exactly to the tool. This is information that we can track live, and this should be just like a small insight where what we can discuss later, what you can give us in insight and tell us, you know, what I would like to know about my tool. what is it interesting for me as a craftsman to see what my tool goes through.
And we can also see here, you know, when Petra was doing the application, which started about right here, when she drilled through the wood as well, you can see when she reverses and comes out, the increase in the RPMs. Same with the motor temperature as well. And thanks to our new batteries that we have as well here, our new ProCore 7 amp hour batteries, you know, for an application like this, this battery is not going to overheat at all. You won't notice anything whatsoever.
And this is a start. This is only some examples that we would like to show you. It's interesting to read it out like at the moment that you do the application, but we would like to see more that we can use, more that you guys can use. So we just saw now one tool. Here is a lot of other tools. Judith, what do you want to do with all the other tools here?
That's right, Petra. Here are many tools, and this is just like in a normal crafts company. There are many tools around, and on different stations, on different job sites, many people have to work with these tools. And when you think of that, there are many problems that have to be tackled within the crafts companies when you think about the managing of the inventories and where are they. So I think you all know, or some things come just to your mind, you would or should improve in your companies when you think of the management of the inventories. And I just also want to run through the most common problems we came across when we think of inventory management. One thing is like the craftsmen going to the job site. In the morning they are asking themselves, do I have everything? Is everything packed I need for the day? Are all the tools here in range? Or the inventory manager or on the other side asks, where are the tools? Whom took they? Where are they? On which job site are they? Since when are they? They are just, they are missing in the tool shelf. Then another point is the documentation of that. So when are they where? Whom took they when? And there, maybe there's a paper sheet where everything is noted down. Some companies already have an Excel file, or some just have chips that have to be placed on the tool shelf. And I just can ask, are they up to date? I think no. Just when you leave the company ground, they are already outdated because something just got switched when you leave the company ground.
I'm sure it's like that for you guys too. You know, you have in your vans, you don't know what's in the car, who's got what, and all the time you're asking yourself, where the heck is everything?
And the third point that is always a bit of a hassle is like the tools have to be maintained. There are services or also some mandatory checks that have to be done to the tools, but when do they have to be done? To which tools? So who has the overview about that? And we have to keep in mind that the tools are the basis for the daily work of the crafts companies, and this is how they get money. So this all has to be managed, and this the tools should just work. Else we just lose time and money. So we as Bosch all thought about these problems, and we have a solution for that. And our solution is Bosch Check My Tools. We just launched it last week in Germany again. And Check My Tools is an inventory management software. And you can do different things with it. Our key fact is like you can localize your tools. So you know when was the tool at which job site, on which position. This will also be documented, so who had the tools and where were the tools. And so you just stay up to date on the things that happen to your inventory items. And this is all based on IoT, as we just have heard on the keynote. So the components Check My Tools consists of is the software. We just have a software that can be on the mobile phone via an app, or which can be accessed on the browser like a web application. And there you can enter all your data, you can access all your data, and you can edit them, like change assignment of the tools. And on the other hand, we have like a hardware part. This is like a Bluetooth module which can be placed on tools, and so this is sending out a Bluetooth signal and placed on the tools.
Right. We have that one also for, it works for competitors' products. It can work for anything that you want to have on a job site. And then for our tools that we have as well, we have our integrated track tag here as well. So these tools obviously work with, the entire Track My Tools system as well as with these tags as well.
That's right. So this is the external one. You can also just like track ladders or just everything you can think of. Yeah, but how does this work together? So as just mentioned, you place that one on some tools, like the old one, which has not the integrated one. And then this is sending out a Bluetooth signal, which can be detected via the smartphone. And the smartphone just sends the localization back to our backend. And from the backend, we just store the data there, and then the software can, via the software, you can access the data and just enter and edit it.
That's like we talked about also earlier about, being able to find out who has the tools. If you're on one job site and, Petra's someplace else, but Petra needs to have a certain tool, she can look in the app and be able to find it, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's the same for you guys, if you know that somebody's got, you're not sure where a tool is, and you know that Steve's got it someplace, maybe you say, hey, Steve, can you do a scan real quick and let us know? Or you can actually look yourself, and through the community that you have other people that are able to help you out and find your things.
So is it, see the GPS that running constantly?
No. That's no GPS, because that would be more expensive. So we just keep it on a low price level, and that's a Bluetooth. So we just have the last seen position. We don't have real-time data, just like when the smartphone is in reach.
Within the range of Bluetooth, which I think is up to about 30 meters or
30
so.
meters, yeah. Right.
These were very nice slides. But again, can we please work on something?
Sure. I think we just get a bit hands-on. We have prepared some smartphones there. You can just grab the phones, maybe in groups of 2, and just try it out. I will get to the bigger screen there and just guide you through some use cases and some functions of the software. So you can go over there, just
Don't
grab
be
the
shy.
phone.
I know you're not.
Yeah.
Just check on them here. They're working fine. There's no password.
So, and if you've all got a phone and just unlocked it, you also should be in the software. You are not seeing anything here?
It'll show it. It's come.
So you can check.
Is this to what kind of range is it? I mean, is it
Up to 30 meters. It depends on the environment that you're in.
Yeah, and how many signals you have as well. So Judith will explain it to you how it works.
Have a look. So when you just enter the app, you see, most of you will see the starting page. This just gets an overview about all the inventories. We are now in an admin role, so you see we can switch between the inventory that is assigned to you, that is with the craftsman, or me, and you see the company inventory, where all the tools that are currently within the account are there. You see there are different states that can be set for the tools, and I see there's one defect tool now where we maybe should take some action there and just replace it or repair it. Then we wanted to have a look if everything is in range we have with us. So I've connected some Bluetooth modules over there, and we can just going in the My Inventory section there. If you open that one, right, you were there on the menu, it's the 3 lines, and then go to the My Inventory section. Then you see that the software scans for the tools that are over there on the table. And some are here, some are forgotten on the hotel lobby, I think. So I think on your smartphones there should also be some modules connected, so you can just scan for the tools.
And you can see also at the top, right, you have, all tools or the vehicle tools, tools that you lent, that you give somebody else. So it's like we were talking at the beginning, if you got multiple vans, multiple trucks in your fleet, and you want to know, okay, hey, Bob's got these tools, and he's driving to, he has to go to some place on a different job site, and we want to know what's exactly there. And you can really kind of use this as a reminder when you leave a job site, hey, scan, do I have everything or not? And it'll do this automatically for you.
And then Petra was looking for an angle grinder. She really needs one, but hey, she just brought some drills here. So we just go into the location section there, and I will have a look for Petra if there's an angle grinder over here somewhere. Just type it in, and we see, yes, 3 should be around here, and 1 is at the hotel. So Petra, just go and grab one.
Thank you very much.
No problem. So. Yeah, I think this is already online also for the people just on Facebook. this is like a basis we just built for the inventory management, and we are also looking forward to just improve it, to enhance with further functionality, to be it more an automated system for the inventory management, because some things just have to be made manually currently, and also to integrate further services, just like a repair or maintenance service. When you see there are tools that have to be maintained, then that you can just start the maintenance service and it will be.
So would that register your tool as well? Like if you just bought one,
yeah.
And you actually register it for the extended warranties, things like that. Would that do it through register it through Bluetooth?
So we just repeat the question as well. So the question from the audience was whether or not that the Track My Tools system can also register tools for you. Judith, you can answer that one.
Well, currently not. You have to enter the tools manually and then connect to the Bluetooth module. But that's also one function we want to enhance with. So you just buy it and then we will register it for you.
For the connected tools that we have here as well, I mean, they have certain information programmed onto the tool electronics as well. So we have things like serial number, manufacturing date, the bare tool number of the tool without a battery as well. And this information is provided automatically. And you can use this to have, like a one-click registration is something that we're working on right now. We know that the registration is a big topic for a lot of you guys. And really to have that, this is something that we can then put into the Track My Tools system. We also know that this tool knows exactly which tool it is. And if you know that it's Bob's tool in van A and job site B, then you can really say, okay, exactly this tool was bought on this day, has this much guarantee left, and has been to service X amount of times. So this is kind of the direction that we're going in. Yeah, the question was whether or not we have logging of runtime, things like that. Yes, currently we log the total runtime of the motor. So that means if I turn it on one time, it'll count every second that it's logged, cumulative as well. So always counting upwards.
If we put company details on it, you said like a serial number, bare unit number. Could we put company details on it, so like if it was stolen, it'd make it easier to recover, program that onto the actual tool?
That's something that we definitely have heard a couple of times, and how relevant of a feature this is. Currently, it's not possible with these tools that we have, but with software updates, being able to push new things out, these are exactly things that we talked about with like the tool control. If somebody steals it, maybe I can deactivate this remotely. So some things like this are what we're kind of going towards and working on as well.
Would you get a notification if the actual Bluetooth battery was going low?
Yeah. So the question was whether or not we get notifications when the Bluetooth battery is going down. So absolutely, for both the track tags that we have and also for our tools as well that have the integrated module, you always get an indication early enough. But
how long do they tend to last?
For the external Bluetooth model, it's about 3 years that the battery lasts.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot, and you
sometimes
don't have
longer
to
than you actually probably have some of the tools. That's a good thing, though, right? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll have some time at the end to do a lot more questions. What we'd like to do is a little bit more hands-on with you and show you how cool we think our tools are, and hopefully you guys think they're pretty awesome as well.
And of course, we want you also to try out Track My Tools, so you can register for it on bosch-trackmytools.com. There's a free service where you can just use Track My Tools and test it. And because actually we also want to have you test the hardware, you can win today one of our Track My Tools starter packages, and therefore for sure you have to do something. So we have prepared a little challenge, and I think Chris will explain us the challenge.
Yeah, first thing I would like you to divide into 2 groups, please. Just go here, the half of the people go here. Can I get this phone back for the next group? Thank you.
It was almost in his back pocket there, huh? Yeah.
So we have a little challenge here. Of course, I hope you would like to use the tools. So we have 3 things to do. First thing is we will drill holes. We have here a 20mm spade bit into soft wood. So we will drill 5 holes first. Second, we will have 10 screws of this 8x80. We will use the same tool, we just changed a bit, and we do 10 screws. And then we have the third one, we change the wood to use our slogan for today, smart. We just put it in the wood here, and we will then screw in all the letters here with the small screws. Just fill up the letters with the screws. So, and actually we will then note down the time that you guys needed, and at the end of the day we will have a winner, and the winner will get the prize we just talked about.
For the last beam that we have here, you know, we've written here the smart on top here. So here we want to see your precision, how good control you have. It's not about sinking it in as deep as you can, so you have to have a little touch. I'm sure you guys have this. So we want to see how smooth and how flush you can get this as well. So a little challenge to your skills, huh?
Hammer's a hammer, unfortunately.
Oh,
It's all nothing. It's all nothing.
So we'll have to see how it works out, but yeah, I'm excited to see it. And
So-
like Petra said, we have some prizes to win as well.
So can you please go get ready here, one each. Just prepare yourself with the first tool. Would you like to start? There is glasses if you need.
Okay. You want to use them one at a time?
Yeah, one at a time.
One each hand.
So you can also get prepared.
Prepared here as well.
Yeah.
So first,
One of you can use the GSB 1885 here if you like, and the other one can use the smaller one, however you guys want to divide it up.
so before you start, so again, it's 5 holes with the drills. Then we changed a bit. We do 10 screws of the big ones. We change the wood. We use this tool for the small screws. Got it?
But
Before we
stop, because we talked so much about searching for tools.
Sure.
We first, because we're a real crafts company, have to search for our tools.
So
That's why we prepared something.
True. So we have 2 other guys. Please come to the screen. One of each group, please come to the screen.
Do we have one more?
Guy.
Here, I got another
You're
guy.
on their team here.
Please go to the screen.
Oh, incredibly, incredibly.
Hast du die Uhr? Gut.
All right, so you're
Okay.
on the team over there. We've got blue 1 and blue 2 here, right? All right.
So the challenge will be, we will show you a picture here. And the one that finds 3 power tools at first, shouts out loud, found it, and then this team can start with a challenge.
Tell us what the tool is.
Tell us what the tools. So please find 3 power tools and tell us which tools you found. Yes.
Yeah. All right. We all good?
We are good?
So
Now
I'll
it
just
starts.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Can we do it? And start. Hold on, until they find the tools.
That's 1.
1.
Line up the top.
I think we got
We got 3. Okay.
3
get
here. All right, go
started.
ahead and start. One more. Good, got him.
You can also motivate the others by doing that one. Great. You also motivate them. And now you are motivating
You got to fill it up. You got to fill it up completely. On the other piece of wood down there. No, once he's finished with the 5 holes. Cheer him on. You're out. So now you got to take here the other screws here. 10 of these with this one as well.
And
Change
10
the bit
screws,
there.
please. You can give him the screws.
Time's running. Time's running. Now 10 of these ones, the 80mm screws in.
Go on, can be faster.
How far are they going to go in?
All the way in, man. You gotta sink him. You gotta sink him. Come on. Show us those muscles. Come on.
Come on. Get ready.
It's getting close. What do we got
10,
on the other
10
group over
screws,
there?
10 screws.
What we got? 4, 5 here, 6.
number 9 and
Oh, it's getting
the
close.
last one.
How many have got in?
9. I got one more.
Change the
1,
wood.
2, 3, 4, 5,
just
6, 7,
change the
8,
wood.
9.
Take that
There we go. All right, change the wood out.
Take
Get
the
your
other
other
drill.
beam down
Take the
there.
other drill.
There you go. Smart side up.
Great.
Now take your smaller drill driver as well. Now you got the 40mm screws. It's close, it's close, it's close. And here we want the precision as well. We want to see how smooth you are. Let's take a look at this group over here, huh? Not a whole lot of noise coming out. It looks pretty, oh, those are pretty deep. Those are pretty deep, man. Oh, look at that. That's what I like. Look at that. All in the finger, huh? Moving along here.
Oh, they have
this-
a little system here, see?
All right, helping it out in advance here. I like it. Showing some teamwork. Little teamwork here. A little bit more precision on the left side than on the right side, I have to say. Don't take it personally, huh?
Drive me, just drive me, go on. I'll keep lining them up. Go on my fingers, I got 10 of them.
Oh, shoot. So what do we got here? How's it coming along? I can read an S. Everything else, I have no clue.
Just drive it.
Ah, they got a system here, huh? Getting close. And like I said, it's about precision with this tool. It's not the power. We don't want to see how strong your muscles are here.
Ooh, this one looks now pretty good. They're also getting better in the teamwork, yeah.
You might as well leave then.
Ouch.
It's not about the muscles.
Ouch. Yeah, well, he's just cutting into you there, huh? How's it coming along here? All right, looking good. Looking good on this group here. Oh, this is a little more precise. I like the precision here, huh? You got it down.
They're a good team here.
A little teamwork, huh?
Pretty good teamwork here.
I'd say that we got a little bit of a head start here. Okay, blue one's got a few holes they need to fill in, I think, huh? The M is only halfway finished. I saw that, don't worry.
I'll go backwards and forwards. There we go. Stop. Give it a blast.
Getting close, getting close. Team one's got about 1.5 letters left.
About the same on.
There's a lot of trust right there that he's not going to, you know.
So this is going to be pretty close, I think.
So how are we looking over there, Judith, with that group?
Oh, it's getting close,
the last letter starting on both teams, so this is pretty close.
Different systems for different teams, though, huh?
Which one looks more?
But the question is at the end, which one does look better?
Yeah, that's what we'll have to judge as well, huh?
Yeah.
Are we there?
I'd say we got a winner here. Here.
Close, very close.
So we have 90 plus the 67.
9.
Wow, very good. So we will note down your times.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, we know which group was the fastest.
So let's take a look here, huh? Let's see the quality, huh?
Very good.
That one's a little deep, huh? Oh,
Very
pretty good. All right, and then the time,
nice.
it's more the pressure, right? You know, you got to be able to do it.
That's it.
Very
It's
good.
more screws than you realize, too, going in there. Oh, very nice here, huh? Oh, this one particularly, huh? Yeah. It is very smart, huh? Did you use the clutch ring as well when you were doing it, adjust it down?
I got the clutch going
Yeah.
on too.
Yeah, all right. And you guys, were you using the clutch ring or not? Yeah, you used it at the end. Yeah, right. We see at the beginning it was just all the way, just power through, huh? That's what we see, a little bit of that. So.
Thank you very much. So now we have time for some feedback. We would like to just come together, have a little discussion. What were your questions? What is your feedback that you want to give us? Yeah. So we have a board here. We just want to note down some of your feedback, just to get back to engineering and tell them what we can do better.
Yeah.
So just come closer, come together.
So do you guys want to come in over here as well? Yeah.
So again, when we think about we call it always connectivity enabling functions. So when we have your smartphone connected to your drill, what features could you think of that you think, I always had this pain point, I always had issues with my drill where this could help me? Could you think of any?
You could measure vibration levels on the tool.
If you could measure vibration levels, okay.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit last night, didn't we? A little bit with the white knuckle disease as well, being able to get the information.
Mm-hmm. So because health and safety is turning more and more into an important topic, right? What else? What would you think? Sorry?
Maintenance.
Maintenance, repair, maintenance.
Yeah.
Do you have like a concrete example that you're thinking of?
We were talking last night about if you're drawing something in, drill overheats, you want to know if it's still going to be usable, or if you've actually damaged it too far, or it needs to be sent off for service.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so if how long it lasts, if you can do the next job, or if you need to go back to service, send it back.
The problem was as well.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we talked about that for a while. It's like, what do you do if one? It's best that you know before something happens, right? You know, worst thing is probably that you're on a job site and you think, oh crap, my tool doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
You climb up the ladder and realize, great.
It's not working, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the worst thing. What else?
There's a way to log like checks if you use a table, so you've got to check, make sure the guards are on, check, make sure the blade's sharp, check, make sure the brakes work okay.
Okay, so you meaning like check on accessories, to have like a documented check that you can...
So at the moment you have like paper checklists. So
Paper checklists? Okay. Yes.
Ah, all right. It's a little kind of, you know, a documentation. It's a really kind of like a guideline as well, saying, hey, okay, we got to have this and this and this.
Before the user actually uses it, you've got to do the safety checks, so the way to log that
Right.
before they use it.
Yeah.
I was looking at that grinder that you had there, you got 3 buttons on it.
Yeah. You can grab it right behind you there if you like, Steph.
Yes, so we had the grinder with the 3 buttons.
Speeds,
Yes.
materials.
Yeah, this is 3 speed settings,
Right.
especially for the grinder. So it's like preset, but you can
You can toggle through these.
yeah,
Yeah.
just toggle through
So, I mean,
the
if
speed.
you've got an apprentice on site where you just say, right, I've got an I-beam there which needs grinding off, there's a bolt needs grinding off.
Yeah.
Have you got anything which will sort of help, just a quick checklist for him to say, right, it needs to be in this setting, at this speed, using this.
Is this something that you would suggest?
Yes.
Because this is what we just heard is that there would be a checklist or a suggested like feature set in the tool for certain material, for certain accessories.
Yes.
So would it be something that you say, you know, I have a guy that is not so experienced maybe, so you know, if you do exactly this application,
Yeah.
just preset all of these, I give it to you, I can preset it on the tool maybe, so okay.
So I mean, instead of me having to stand there and sort of school him as to what he
Right.
needs to do, which blade he needs to use. You've got various blades for various materials, so
Yeah.
if you've got
Absolutely.
no preset in there, you can sort of enter that information or access it.
But we mentioned also, it's like something we were talking about. We noticed the lights just went off. That's our timer as well. 35 minutes have gone by, huh? Okay, now we know the time.
Yeah.
What a smart solution that is. Cheap joke, I had to. Sorry? On,
Battery monitoring.
ah, okay, yeah.
So like in the morning when you go to the bath, check your battery so you know you charge one as soon as you decide.
Is there any, so battery monitoring in general, is there any other things that you would like to know about your battery?
Temperatures,
Okay,
runtime.
yeah. Charging cycles, stuff like that, yeah. Maybe the amount of juice you're actually getting out of the battery after you've had it. I mean, that's often the case with the old NiCad stuff. We also talking about that too, of how over time, it's like you let it stand and all of a sudden you pick it up a week later and it's empty. You know?
But you can liven it up again.
I didn't hear that. Jumper cables, right?
What else could we think of? If you think like of your hurdles that you have in everyday jobs.
I mean, we talked also about like these 5 things are kind of things that we think we want to focus on. We've heard from a lot of people too, you know, this idea of data. We saw some things before. What other, you know, when you guys are installing things, balconies, you know, terraces, stuff like that, do you have to have any documentation for jobs that you do?
Well, I don't personally. Not
Yeah.
really, no.
Okay.
Not really?
For me.
Okay.
Not the work that I do anyway, it doesn't really relevant.
Okay.
Behind the tools had like a leaper function behind the tool, because more often than not it's in that van, the van's not tidy, so it could be behind things.
Yeah.
So you can press a button in the app to make the tool leap, so you can find it easier maybe.
Ah, okay. So that we can turn the light on, or maybe the user interface that we light it up as well. Okay.
In a box, obviously there's going to be easier.
And also probably like an acoustic sound you would need too then. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's all about, you know, localizing things and finding things, right?
Just disabling it as well if it is stolen, you know, that actually you can just lock it and then no one can actually use it again.
So locking...
So would be a theft concept,
Yeah,
a certain theft.
yeah.
What could you, if you think of a theft concept, what would work for you? Is it that you would like to know where it is, if there's a sound?
GPS really, because
GPS?
on the tracking earlier, but that's
Yeah.
only in sort of like up to a certain
Right.
specs,
Yeah.
which is fine. But, you know, that might be good if you sort of catch it straight away.
Okay, but
if
you
it
would...
happens overnight and your van gets sort of broke into.
What about if we think of something like in the direction of maybe if we get a, Mark was talking about it before, when our phones can detect movement, and a tool also with the accelerometer that we have for the kickback control, it could also detect and say, hey, I put my tool in like sleep mode, I'm storing it overnight, and then I realize somebody picks it up.
That would work.
Might not be a GPS solution, but it could be something that gives us some feedback there.
GPS
right.
It's just too expensive, and that's why it's not been done yet, because the industry is getting hammered at the minute. It's all
I mean, I think
no one's doing
what we've seen with Bluetooth just in the past 10 years. The cost of Bluetooth has gone down dramatically, and let's hope and cross our fingers that this happens with GPS. We know that there are some significant benefits there, but there's some cost inhibitive things right now as well. I think that you guys don't want to pay $100 more or £100 more for a GPS versus 20 for a Bluetooth. And battery usage is a big problem as well. Yeah.
So,
yes,
yeah.
Right.
Sorry, Jerry.
So the question was if the connected tools work also with tablets, not only smartphones.
Yeah. So the connected tools currently right now work with a smartphone. They also work with the desktop application for Track My Tools, and they will, starting in November, work with the tablet as well. So we had some wanted to get it up and running on the phones and on the PC, and now we'll expand this also for the tablets as well.
So on the app, like the readout you showed earlier on with the drills, do you get that on your phone as well? That comes through.
Yeah, so if I can show you guys here for a second and put it out of the way. I'll try to get it up here, but the idea is that we have information on the tools, and we have a few information right now, just a bit, but we can expand this as well.
And there is more, and I think there's a you can separate them to what can be used from a user perspective for you guys to understand the tool, to understand what helps the tool, what damages it, but also for our engineers, for our quality management to see what the tools go through over their lifetime to improve them in the next generation. I think this is like a big benefit. Yeah.
We also received some questions from the community. So, sorry, can you imagine that in the future all Bosch power tools will be connected, and if so, when?
Absolutely. I can more than imagine it. I know that it will be the case. So yes, all of our tools that we want to do, we're making them connected. But the point of when, I would say successively, right? It'll be a step-by-step thing. There may be a few tools that come into the market that aren't connected immediately, but with the Track My Tools opportunity, we can also at least do some localization, do some inventory management with any and every tool.
And another question: do you plan to integrate further connected features?
Absolutely. I think we're constantly looking to have, the relevant use cases. Like I talked with these guys last night, we don't want to do something just for the sake of doing something. We want to be able to find real relevant use cases that help you guys to be more efficient.
And this is actually what we would like to encourage everybody out there. Please just give us your insights. What will be the features that you're interested in?